I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me? Hey, that actually came out pretty all right, don't you think?
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This one's tough!
Here I go!
Denied!
It's over!
You're mine!
Air pressure!
Double demon fang!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Piercing roar! Take this! Double demon! Got fire!
I've got this! Let him march me!
Going for the shot!
All yours! Burn it!
Here goes!
You're mine!
Look sharp!
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! A merry distraction!
There's still more to go!
Negative
Time
gate!
escape!
Piercing roar! Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around!
Attack time! Do it! Ringwell! Frozen!
Hammer!
My
turn! Going in! Take this! Elusive ease!
Burning strike!
Glacial barrier! Everlasting
Here I
jump!
come! You're finished!
Freeze Blaster!
You're mine!
Meteor!
It's time! You picked
I'm
it
ready!
up! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danins in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danins in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
I hate camping out.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard. All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance.
You're trying to keep up with a wolf!
Now or never.
This one's enough!
Catapult! You're mine! Double demon fang!
Take this!
Lunar corruption!
Lunar Rondo!
Can't get out of this!
Annihilation!
It's over!
Searing flame!
Here I
Reload!
come!
Begin!
Double demon fang!
Have this!
Tiger blade!
You're mine! It's over!
No further!
Crescent moon!
You're
I'll
mine!
face you!
Double demon
I'll
fang!
face you!
Restore! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Looky here!
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Bad feeling about this.
Double demon fang! Double demon fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This one's mine!
I'll take you all on!
Target away! Air pressure! Look sharp! Nothing gets by me! By the
I'm ready!
Stop it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Here I come!
I'm ready!
Eat dirt!
Take it! Shield and
I'll bring you back from death to bit.
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! That's what I like to hear!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah, we used to run up and down these slopes.
I'll clear the way through!
I've got your back! This one's mine! This one's mine!
I'm ready! All yours, Kisara!
We did it!
Magnificently done. Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Burning strike! This one's mine!
Double demon fang! Elusive demon! No escape!
Take this!
Armor won't save you!
This one's
You're
mine!
mine! Not today! Double demon fang!
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain. The enemy wields arms too.
It's over!
We'll soon see about that!
Let them mark!
It's over!
Action light.
Guardian Shield!
Here I come!
Let me out!
Double demon fang!
Searing Flame!
Rising spell! Come one, come all!
Denied!
Double
No
demon
further.
fang!
Going in!
Lunar corruption! Lunar
Make it
blast!
rain!
Light burst forth.
Radiant genesis! I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's that big tower over there?
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
I think I'll read my book a little more.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I think it's time we go to sleep. Morning. Ready to head out?
Yeah, if only I were a cat.
Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess. guess.
For a long slog with this one.
I'll face you.
Here's evil! Our expert coming through!
Begin. Going in. It's over.
SG airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
It's over. Make it mine. Resonate with the earth.
Here's evil!
Stalagmite. On guard.
Freeze laser! If it's in my side, it's mine!
Here. Come one, come all. You picked the wrong fight.
This one's mine! Not in your dreams!
Armor won't save you.
I'm ready.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Take this.
So that's how a Lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm still.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
How about this? Explosive ring.
Make it rain.
All yours, Kisara.
We did it.
I never had a doubt.
Everyone okay?
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that. If I had to guess,
This'll make us even more formidable.
I'll clear the way through.
I've got your back.
Can't get out of
Double
this.
demon fang.
Not
today. Take this.
Target the duel of the arts!
Can you take it?
I'm ready! I never
free.
Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Take this.
Leave the enemy's arcs to me!
No complaints here! Be still! Rising Falcon! Undertaker! Elusive Deity! Can you take it? Not so fast! Rising Falcon! You're mine! Elusive Deity! You're mine! Explosive ring! The power of light! It's over! I got you! Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
On your mind!
Armor won't save you!
Air pressure!
Do it!
Impressive ability. People say that?
So that's how a lord fights.
Well, looky here!
We've reached our destination.
If only I were a cat.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldomenencia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag-Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Their offspring are primed and ready!
In a bind?
On guard! I never miss!
You're mine!
On guard!
Severing
I'll
wing!
heal you all!
Who the hell are you?
Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Burning!
Here.
How about this?
Double demon fang!
Here's the evil!
Begin!
You're mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Double demon fang!
Here. What?
Will this help?
Shattering roar! Pieces! Take this!
Healing
Smash
circle!
you!
On guard! On guard!
Stardust!
Your helping me has become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Denied!
All mine!
Gemini Aqua!
Show me your strength.
It won't escape me!
Double demon fang!
Look sharp!
Dazzle!
Going in! Hear my call!
Double demon fang!
Laser field! Here's the evil! Freeze
Shield
Lancer!
Take
Dragon form!
Enjoy.
Lightning!
How about
Down
this?
wall!
Rising focus!
Let me help!
Take this!
In a bind?
First aid!
If it's in the
Take
sky,
this.
it's mine.
You're mine!
Enjoy.
Double demon fang!
Flame of Fury!
Rising
Here's the evil!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alfin?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey,